Hey there ladies and gents, I'm so sorry about this. You're going to see two introductions because in this video, I did not want to reshoot it since we've already done a lot of explanations in this video that reshooting would probably take away from. But I realized that my camera was covering the stat allocation during the video. So what I'm going to say is that there is a section at the end of this video, alright? You can fast forward to it, there's a timestamp down below, and a lot of stuff in this video is timestamped anyway, so you can check it out. But there's a timestamp down in the video which will show you my stat allocations, and I will go through them separately in its own little section so that if you're following along with the video, alright, you don't have to worry too much about the stats that I talk about as I allocate them along the way, okay? So I do apologize for that. In future, don't worry. If we have to allocate stats, the camera will be off, alright? Thank you for putting up with this. Enjoy. The actual introduction to the video is going to start right now. Okay, ladies and gents, what up? It's your favorite Asian robot right here, and one day I'm going to be your favorite Palworld YouTuber. Right now, what I'm going to do is show you how to get started in Palworld. As you can see, I've got a number of different worlds, but I'm going to start a new one called Solo World. Solo World Normal. Okay, so we can confirm that. Multiplayer is off, difficulty is normal. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to set up a world right from the get-go. Now, in Palworld, there are no seeds. That means that every time you start out the game, it's going to be exactly the same. The map does not change. This may change in future, but at the time of shooting this video, the map does not change at all. Okay, so we're going to go with my standard character, a lovely lady with a lovely haircut, a little pixie cut, and we shall get started. So, there's an opening sequence. We're going to skip it because obviously this is not of interest to you. And here we are. You start out in the world. Now, there's a day and night cycle, which you guys can see down the bottom right-hand side next to your health. Do you see that sun icon? That's your day and night cycle. Be aware of that, okay? Because there are some pals that can only be caught at night. As soon as you walk out, what you want to do is grab the fast travel location. Throughout the entire map, you'll be able to find fast travel locations that you can travel to at any time. There are no restrictions on this. You can travel with your full inventory, so if you want to go somewhere else and mine, you can do that and then go right back to base. Easy peasy. There'll be an expedition survivor right here. Talk to them. Okay, you can fast forward through the conversation. Doesn't really matter. Okay, and they'll give you 10 wood. This 10 wood will help you get started. Now, along the way, you might find wood and stone along the ground. Now, if you don't rock and stone, you ain't going home. But that's okay. Okay, now, as soon as you pick up a few things, you're gonna level up. Alright, your first level is really easy. Now in a normal world, what I personally like to do, okay, and this is a bit of an odd choice, I know, okay, not everybody feels the same way I do about this, but my first choice, honest to God, is always wait. Why? Because in this particular world, that's what you're gonna need. You can also go for stamina if you'd like, but I generally prefer wait, okay? So what are you going to do first? Your first objective is actually to open the survival guide, so you're going to go do that. You can read through it if you want, but what you need to do is build a primitive workbench. This will allow you to create implements and tools that'll help you on your journey. However, the most important thing is to get your axe and your pickaxe done so you can mine effectively. Look for something called stone. Now, you can actually hit it with your fists, which we're gonna do. Alright, after you hit it for a while, you get plenty of stone. I'm gonna fast forward this section so you guys don't have to, wait. Now, you do have to wait for your stamina to regen. I'm gonna punch this stone for a little while, and I'm gonna show you where to set up your base. Alright, so we're gonna fast forward here, and we'll get... Okay, now that you've beat on the stone for a little while, and believe me, it will take a little while, you're gonna set up your first ever primitive workbench. Okay, you can build it anywhere, it doesn't matter because you're gonna deconstruct it later. Now, from here, you can see that there are various tools that you're going to need. A torch is needed for nighttime, but it is not a priority right now. The first thing you want to get is a stone pickaxe. Grab this and construct it. Okay? Now you can mine stone effectively. Next, after that, you want to get yourself a stone axe. This will allow you to mine wood. Well, cut down wood effectively. Mine wood. Wow, my language. I swear. After you're done with this, you can actually deconstruct your bench. So go into deconstruction mode and disassemble the bench. How do you enter deconstruction mode? First, you go into build mode, and down the bottom, you will see disassembly mode. You tap that, so whatever button it is, if you're on console, there'll be a button for you, and then you can disassemble whatever. You will get back some of the materials during disassembly, not all of them, okay? At the start, you usually get back all of them, but later on, you may not get back all of them. As far as I know, that's the case. That could change, but, you know, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, most of the time you'll be able to gather it up again. Okay, now what you want to do is get plenty of wood. As you can see, you've leveled up to 3. The next point I like to put in is stamina. Why stamina? So that you can cut wood for longer. Alright? In the initial part of the game, especially in normal mode, you don't have to fear combat. So health, attack, all of this is not necessary. This changes in hard mode, and we are currently doing a hard mode playthrough on stream. So I suggest you tune in for that if you really want to see what we've done with hard mode, because the stat allocation is quite different in hard mode. Alright, I try to fill up on stone and wood in equal proportion. However, I try to get a little bit more wood because it is important. Now, what you're going to do here is you haven't even captured your first pal, but that's okay. That doesn't matter. You're going to build a pal box, but what you need is palladium fragments and stone. Okay? So, mine. Because you're going to set up a few different things once you get that ready. I'm now going to show you after you get all the stone. Yeah, look at that. It's really fast now. Okay? That literally took about 2 minutes. Okay? Compared to when I was beating on it with my fist, that literally took the same amount of time for way less materials. Okay, now we're gonna zoom in on the map, and I'm gonna show you the perfect location for your starter base. Also, if you ever need, now there is fall damage, so don't fall off areas that are too high up, but you can take a little bit of fall damage, so don't forget that. Now, these little rocks in normal mode will give you up to 5 palladium fragments. That's needed for your pal spheres, so I usually try and grab at least 1. Okay? Now, I'm going to go down this waterfall here. This is my favorite location to go down. Why? Because there's a lift monk energy. Grabbing these will allow you, in future, to capture pals easier. Okay? So I usually do that. Now, this is my perfect start location for the base. And also, don't forget, remember the berries we got at the start? You're going to need to consume them. Now, there's a little trick with these. If you press the sort button, the spoilage timer on your food resets. Now, that is likely to change in future. But whenever you're hungry, please be sure to eat. Now, there are no negative consequences to being hungry, but if you run out of food, satisfaction meter, satiety meter, whatever it's called, you know, I really don't pronounce it well, you will actually get close to death. I think you'll be left with 1 hit point, so it's pretty bad. Okay, now, this is my favorite location to start a base. Why? Because it's very simple and easy, and you can defend it from basically 1 location. Alright? Because enemies have to come down the cliff to fight you. Alright, so how do you construct a pal box? First, you're going to want to open up your inventory, go over to Technology tab, and unlock the pal box, pal sphere. Now, you should have enough technology points to unlock everything that you see here. You're also going to need this wooden structure set, because that's actually what's going to help you get through the quests. Alright, so based on all this, I've got 6 more points. Grab the old bow, the arrow, the shoddy bed, the straw pal bed, very crucial, and cloth. Okay, you don't need to worry about the repair kits, honest to God. Alright, now, you'll be able to select pal box from your build menu. You're going to put down the pal box right around here. I like to have it sort of like that. I tend to be a stickler for details, but you don't have to worry too much about that. Okay. Now, you have set up your first ever pal box. Dun-dun-dun. Okay, now in order to upgrade your base, you're going to need a wooden chest, and you're going to need to deploy a pal to work at the base. So, build your first wooden chest. Now, if you're playing in multiplayer, resources are shared at the wooden chests. Okay? This is where I store all my materials. I have a specific system for it, but I will show you all that in a little while. Okay, first I put in all the materials so I do not have to carry them around. Berry seeds, basic materials, stone, all that is here, but I keep my food and pal spheres with me. Now, you're going to need to start setting up workbenches, okay? Where do I normally set up workbenches? Me personally, I like to have my workbenches all in a row, so we're going to start out here, okay? For me, this is the perfect place to start setting up workbenches. Okay. There is a method to my madness, I promise you. I have a system for doing it. Okay, next you're going to want to repair bench as well. Okay. This might take a little longer to construct, but you'll notice, and I'll show you this in a little while, but as you play through the game, your durability of items as you mine, as you harvest, is all going to go down. This repair bench will ensure that you can repair your stuff so you don't have to reconstruct it or discard it or drop it or all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you don't want to waste your time with that. repairing costs a fraction of the resources to build. So repair, repair, repair. Okay, now just to show you, my durability is going to go right back up. We're going to repair all that. Okay, now your first thing is to capture a pal, but you can't capture pals without pal spheres. In order to construct pal spheres, you're going to need wood, stone, and palladium fragments. We've got the palladium fragments, but we're going to need wood and stone. So let's go harvest. Now you still got plenty of daytime. Now the blue border denotes the end of your base. All right. So outside of this blue border, now it will expand as you expand your base, but the blue border just basically means the edge of where you can share resources. So just be aware of that. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's keep harvesting and mining. So we're gonna grab some palladium fragments. All right, this is so now as a solo operative, I don't need that many palladium fragments, but they're used for a lot of things. If you play in a team, everybody's gonna need pal spheres, everybody's gonna need this and that, so you wanna share resources and get started real fast. Okay. Now the first pet I like to capture is a lamb ball. You don't have to worry about the chicks, the chicken ones. They do produce eggs, but they're really not necessary. The lamb balls are very efficient. You want to capture a lamb ball and a cat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward the segment and I'm going to show you, okay, once we're ready to build up our pal spheres, I'm going to show you what to do next, okay? Okay, the harvesting is now completed and we're going to craft our first few pal spheres. So what we're going to do here is we are going to craft, say, I like to have 10 first, okay, 10 of my little Pokeballs, all right, they're called pal spheres here. You grab 10 of these, all right, and we're also going to construct your first weapon. Now, you are going to need a campfire in the night, but it depends on how fast you set up your base. I'm going to try and set it up as fast as possible, so before night hits, we have clothing and stuff. You don't really need to sleep at night, okay, but you do want to have clothing at night because at night it gets cold. There is a temperature meter, sorry. If you zoom around, do you notice that there's a temperature meter that says hot and cold? Hot is to the right side, cold is to the left. If your character is too cold, they will take damage, so be careful of that, okay? So we're going to grab our pal spheres. Now we've got 10 pal spheres. We're all good there. I'm going to drop off my materials because you've got a certain weight limit. You do not want to have too much weight with you. Okay, drop off my berries. Now you're going to need a lot of berries because that's going to be your feed for these pals, all right? So you're going to construct a wooden club, which is your first weapon. All right, so construct that. Now, you're not going to use the bow and arrow just yet. In future, you will. Okay, I love the bow and arrow. I prefer ranged weapons. We're also going to construct a torch. It'll, again, only wood and stone are required. No fancy resources, none of that. The torch will help you stave off the cold at night if you do not have your first set of armor yet, because you're practically naked right now, okay? Okay, now you've got a torch, pickaxe, axe, and a wooden club. Your wooden club is your first basic weapon. Make sure to repair your gear, as I always like to do. And then now you're going to go catch your first pals. Catching one of each pal is generally the accepted method at the start. You get an XP bonus for capturing 10 of each, but don't worry too much about that. Now in the normal difficulty, all you have to do is whack away. When the pal is low, just throw a pal sphere at it and you're good to go. Okay? Your first quest, in fact, is to get... now each pal has its own traits. I'll go through that at a later time. But your first quest is to actually get 5 lamb balls. And these are also extremely important pets anyway. So in line with that, go capture them. But make sure you get at least one Cativa into your party. Okay, you can even summon these pets to attack, but they're kind of weak right now. So we're not actually going to use them for combat because in case they accidentally kill the pet you're trying to capture, that's not going to go very well. So pets can also run away from you if they're afraid. So they might just do that. But do chase down a Cativa. Now Cativas are not worth killing because all they give you is a red berry, which you will find plenty of, but get into combat with one because they are extremely useful. Not only do they help you with basic mining, but they also increase your weight limit by 50 while you have one. So, thanks to that, do you see this increase effect? PAL skill effect plus 50. So what do I do with my next point? Okay. My favorite choice here is work speed. Why work speed? It makes you build stuff faster, craft stuff faster. I go for work speed as my third point. Okay, now from this next section, what can you get? Okay, you're gonna need several crucial items. A feed box is one of them, a cloth outfit, all right, and you can grab the alarm bell later on. Once you've unlocked more fast travel points, you can grab all the extras. but I also like to get a common shield. This will literally give you a shield, okay? I don't know how they have advanced technology like this, but whatever. It's a game. There's no need to worry about reality. Okay, so we're just gonna grab these little fragments along the way. I never waste fragments. Now for my Cativa, okay, I like to summon that. You'll see that its ability Cat Helper is always in effect because this is a passive ability. So if you look at your party and you look at the details on it, the Cativas are great for handiwork, gathering, mining, basic mining, and transportation. Alright? This one has a coward trait, so it's not really good for combat, so we can set it to work in the base. And it has 10% extra work speed with conceded, but lower defense. Alright, so this guy is going to become a base worker. This is good. This is good. Like I said, Cativa's got special traits, but we're going to have to capture another one for our own use, because you're going to have to carry one with you at all times. So, if that is the case, what we're going to do is, do you see some Cativas and land balls down there? We're going to get these first. Okay, so here we go. Let's do the little wackadoo. Capture that. Easy breezy. Okay, that was 100% capture rate, so I'm not even worried. Now the level of these doesn't matter because you can raise them real easily. Now that one has a workaholic trait, which is really nice. Unfortunately, as you can see, that one died there, so that didn't go very well. So this is why I usually would draw these guys, because you don't really want them to interfere with your capturing process. Okay. Try to find pets with desirable traits. That'll help you, you know, basically have a good time with your pals. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put all the pals into the pal box first. We're not gonna worry about those that we're carrying around with us. Now, the first pal that I always deploy is, what does this have? Defense plus 20. All right, you can be a part of my combat team. Pacifist. This one doesn't really like to fight. His attack power is minus 20. Slacker, work speed minus 30. You don't want that. So we're going to deploy. The first pal is a lamb ball. Okay. Now, you're going to upgrade your base to level 1, and you're going to have to start getting pet beds done. So where do you design the pet beds? Okay. For your straw pet beds, I usually like to design them around here. Okay, close to this area of the map. So you're going to do that. You're going to start with your first pet bed, and your lamb ball will actually come and help you. So your pets will work around the base with you. If they don't have any specifically assigned tasks, they will do whatever they can. Now, like I said, I'm going to enhance. Oh, I leveled up again. I'm level 5 now. All right, at this current level, what I like to do now, again, some people may disagree, but as a solo adventurer, I like to get work speed up. Okay, this will just help me do things faster. Now, you're also going to need a few things for your pets. Your pets are going to get hungry, so you're going to need a feed box, all right? Wherever I start to set up the beds, I usually set up a feed box somewhere nearby, and it's going to be nearby a berry plantation. So we're going to set the berry plantation next to the feed box. This is going to be for later. Okay, some of your berries, put them in here. Okay, put them in here for your pets. You can always collect more. Okay, this way your pets can eat. Now, you can put in a second worker. This is going to be my Cativa. They're not very good for combat, and they are a workaholic, so Cativa goes in. Now we have a Cativa working on the base as well. They will help you with crafting, they will help you with a whole variety of stuff, so they're pretty useful overall. We're going to dump our stuff here. Now, our next goal is to get cloth outfit done. But in order to get the cloth outfit, we're going to need wool. So how are we going to get wool? We're going to need to capture more lamb balls and craft stuff. So we're going to build a shoddy bed as well. Now the shoddy bed is something needed to carry on with the game, but first and foremost, I don't want to freeze, so we're going to weave cloth. Alright, I can only make one piece of cloth and we need 2 for the cloth outfit, so we are going to go capture more lamb balls. Now I'm going to repair my wooden club as well. Let's get that done. If I see another Cativa along the way, I'll capture one. But realistically, oh, we need another bed, don't we? Well, we'll worry about that in a little while. More lamb balls are on the horizon. Now, killing them will give you wool all the same, so you don't need to worry too much. Alright, we're gonna get the basics set up first. But like I said, capturing pets gives you XP, so you want to do that anyway. Alright, that's another 100% rate. We got some wool. We're happy. Let's try our luck with this Cativa. Okay, and we've got 2 more pal spheres. Now we're gonna go after those firefoxes a little later, all right? But we're gonna get the land balls done first. We need to get 1 more land ball. Okay, beautiful. All right, we've gotten enough wool, and we've gotten enough of everything. Now, if you don't feel that you've got enough wool, just kill a land ball. All right. Heating one up in combat, easy peasy breezy, and you've got what you need. Now, back to base. Bear with me on the travel time. Also, if you see pal fragments, paldium fragments, I like to just grab them along the way. Because, like I said, pal spheres are going to require a lot of these. Is there a chest down there? I can't remember if it's this waterfall or the next one. There's definitely a chest in one of these waterfalls. I believe it's the next one. But that's okay. We're going to just quickly scale the cliff. Now, you can scale any cliff anytime, but you cannot fast scale them. Like, you cannot sprint up them, sort of. So, it'll just consume stamina as you go. Be sure not to run out of stamina before you reach the top, because that's actually going to drop you back down. Now, it's almost nighttime. We need our set of cloth. And we also need to construct another pet bed, don't we? Because otherwise our poor Cativa has no place to sleep. So we're going to do exactly that. Let's do another pet bed. And hopefully these guys will come and help me out. Yep, that'll make it go real fast. Look at them. So cute. I love it. Okay, everything is here. Wool inserted. There we go. Now, don't forget to eat yourself. Alright? Not eat yourself as in eat, you know, your body, but don't forget to eat. Okay, now we're gonna craft cloth. Okay. So one of your pets will come and help you out as well, as long as they've got the handicraft towel. Now the land ball was supposed to come and help me out, but he seemed very confused. So yeah. Okay, you get back to work, land ball. Now I'm gonna craft this cloth outfit, and again, this is where work speed helps. Okay, you can get things done fast. And like this, just before your first night, you've already got your cloth armor, which means you can work throughout the night. Like I said, sleep is not necessary at all. Okay? So, what do we do now? Now, this is where the fun begins. First, we store the cloth. And we are going to construct a few other things. We're going to need more storages. Okay, this will be good. Not for ourselves and for our pets. So, I like to have more storages. And like I said, I've got a specific system around doing these, but, you know, I'm not going to worry you with that system first. We will build a campfire, but to do that, we're going to need plenty of wood. So I'm going to start harvesting materials here. Did that thing just gather berries for no reason? Okay, whatever. I respect you, land ball. Okay, we're going to harvest plenty of wood, plenty of berries, and the next time you see the video cut, it'll be nighttime. So, hang on to your horses for a sec. I'll show you what happens next. Okay, ladies and gents, we have just gathered a whole bunch of materials, and it is now your first night in the game. Alright? I've also happened to level up, so where do you put your next stat point in? Well, based on all this, what you're actually going to want at this point in the game, my personal choice is usually hit points. Okay, we're going to get a little bit of hit points, a little bit of attack, and then a little bit more weight later on. Alright? So first and foremost, I'm going to store all the stuff that I got from my mining adventures. Then we're going to build a little fire. Okay, so I like to have a little campfire. Where do you put this? Usually I just put it, honest to God, in the middle of the camp. It's just a great way of lighting up the camp, and it keeps everything going. Now, your pets are going to be asleep at night, so they're not really going to be able to help you out. That's okay. Alright, first we're going to repair our tools, and then we're going to begin some other constructions, which are really important. First, we're going to begin by making a shield. The shield will help save us against damage, so it is really quite useful. It's a regenerating shield, but it doesn't regenerate fast like in FPS games, so it'll just usually help you prevent the first attack that you may get against you, and it's pretty good at doing that. After that, it'll hit your armor directly, so learn to evade, which I'll teach you guys later. Okay, now we're going to set up another straw pet bed. Alright, for your little pals. I like to have them in formation. I know, I'm a little bit wild about that, but in order to advance our base, the next thing we're going to need to do is construct a hut. So I'm building this in anticipation of the future, of our future needs, but we're going to need to construct a shoddy bed, and in order to do that, we're going to have a wooden foundation. Okay, what I like to do here is, I know this is a bit silly, but just bear with me, alright? We're going to set up A simple wooden foundation. All right, we're gonna set up a very simple home for ourselves. Cost 2 pieces of wood each, but that's okay. All right, and oh, we need some wool here as well, don't we? I can't believe we need wool. I forgot about that. All right, I guess we're gonna go beat up a lamb ball. And I do apologize. I was so excited about showing this to you. Now, you don't need sleep in this game. Okay, so actually you'll be able to work throughout the night, and there are certain pals that only come out at night, which are really awesome to get. It's just a daydream. All right, we're going to be focusing on that a little later, but like I said, I want to show you guys how you can get your base set up and running within literally one day, one night, and all that. We're gonna have to find a sleeping lamb ball somewhere, beat it up for its wool. We don't have a ranch yet. Now the ranch is actually something that I really like setting up. But, like I said again, we do not have one right now. My word, are there no lamb balls at night? This feels rather strange. I can find chickens, but no lamb balls. What shall we do? Okay, video cut. That's the best way. Okay, ladies and gents, I've been wandering around all night trying to find a little lamb ball, and I literally couldn't find one, but I found a shiny T-Fant. Alright, they have a specific name in Palworld, but I forgot the exact name, so I just called them shinies. Alright, I only have one pal sphere, but since I happen to find it, we're going to take our chances and we're going to grab one. Now, these guys are stronger, okay? As you can see, that attack was prevented by my shield, so that was really nice. Okay, fighting them will take a bit of skill because they are shiny, and just be careful that they don't die. Alright, since I've only got one sphere, I'm going to be a bit careful with this. Okay, come on. Don't break out of there. And I just got the shiny. Whew. I feel pretty happy about that. Okay, that's lovely. Alright, back to the video cut. Okay, ladies and gents, we are back. And yes, I searched so hard for a lamb ball that it became daytime. Okay, I could not for the life of me find a single one, but at least we got a shiny T-Fant out of it. And the T-Fant, which I'll cover in another video, excuse me, is a healer, so it's pretty useful, but we're gonna worry about that a little later. Okay, I am now very angry with these lamb balls for not existing. Oh, one more thing, if you run out of stamina in water where you cannot stand up, you will actually die. Here you're safe. But if you do that in rivers and whatnot, where you're swimming, your character will slowly drown. So be very careful of that. We're gonna beat up some lamb balls just for the extra wool. And they also drop lamb ball mutton, which you can, eat as food or cook it over a fire. But we're not gonna do that right now. We're just gonna very quickly. Did that hit a chicken instead? Poor chicken. All right, guys, please. All right, now is not the time. I just want wool. That's all I really want. Okay, we're almost back to our base, so we're gonna head over there. Cover my stamina a little bit. Now, usually if I can, the next point will be spent in stamina. I like to have about 140 stamina for later in the game, but, as you get the levels, you can adjust accordingly to what you need. Okay, good. Now, let's finally head back and make that shoddy bed. Oh, I do sincerely apologize about that, It really shouldn't have been like that, but it was. Okay, now I will make myself a bed. Can I rotate it? Yep. Sorry, I like to have a specific rotation for my bed. Feng shui and all, Okay, now you'll actually have to build a bed. Now, here's the fun fact. You don't actually even have to have a roof, and there's no rain conditions in this game. So you don't technically have to have a roof if you don't want to. But you can. Okay? Now, if it's a window, I like to have a window here. And we'll build the rest of the wooden walls. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. And this will be our first house. I'm going to run out of wood, aren't I? A wooden roof. And we're out of wood. Darn. I knew that would happen. I knew it. And yet I still did it. Okay, BRB 1 second. We're gonna finish the house. Okay, I have plenty of wood now, and we are going to finish off our house. Alright? So, here we go. We're going with a very open concept house. Alright, technically you could put a door there, but I think this is good enough. You know, you got a little personal cave. Also, don't step into the fire or you will burn yourself. Whoops. But anyway, I'm so proud of my handiwork. Look at that. It's beautiful. Alright? Grand. Now let me dump off all the materials and stuff that I got. Now for this pal fluid, I'm going to put it in the second chest because that works a lot better for me. I like to have a particular organization. I know it's really weird to me, but that's how it goes. Oh, and that's right. I got to build a third storage chest. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. This one's for valuables. Yes, come and help me. So I like to put in all the valuable stuff like, you know, precious entrails, whatnot. Yeah, that goes there. Yeah, as long as you remember what chest does what, you're completely fine. Okay, now. I don't need to repair much. That's okay. Let's repair my tools. Now, the next big thing is upgrade your base again. Base is now level 3. So, what are you going to do? Oh, we've got a feed box and a straw pal bed. Base goes straight to 4. Now, the last thing I'm going to teach you guys is we are going to need a berry plantation. Berry plantations are pretty interesting. You're going to need 2 specific pals to get this going. There are 2 that I prefer for this, alright? And the berry plantation, ooh, the mammal rest is over there. Now this is a boss, it wanders around. Don't touch it, it's going to kill you. It's level 34. Okay, we're going to start by constructing a berry plantation, which I believe, do we have that yet? No. So let's go to our technology. Berry plantation's right here. We're also going to need a ranch. Now, in terms of other technology you're going to want, you don't really need the fire bow and fire arrows, okay? These are expensive, and you can just use regular arrows. They're just fine. Normal parachute, okay? You're going to want the statue power up here if you're level 6, and you can finally grab a stone spear if you really need one. If you don't, you can save the points and grab the pal gear workbench, which is going to be useful to you later on anyway. Okay, the rest of the stuff on the right hand side is all technology and extra stuff just to brighten up your base a little bit. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to build the berry plantation. Okay, I like to have the berry plantation close to the feed box. Why? Transport type pals will be able to easily transport the berries from this berry plantation straight to the feed box, and that feeds your other pals. Basically, this will make your entire base operation self-sustaining. Now, you have to build 2 berry plantations later on, but for now, building 1 is sufficient. Now, you're going to need to deploy 2 more pals to work in the base. That's okay. Make sure you have another straw bed for them, and then we're going to capture 2 specific pals to help you with that. All right? Okay. But before we can capture those pals, we are really going to need... We're going to need some pal spheres, okay? And you're going to need some wood to do that. So, once again, gathering time. Okay, I'm so glad I cut that out because I literally just harvested like 100 pieces of wood. So, we're going to bring that back now. Now, finally, what we're going to do is we've already constructed the common shield, all the good stuff. We're going to construct some pal spheres, but one thing which I highly suggest you do is construct a parachute. This glider will help you glide off cliffs and stuff like that. So, for your first day, it's really good to have, and it's really easy to construct. You need a bit of cloth, wood, stone, easy. Alright, let your little pals help you here. And the last thing I'm going to do is show you what 2 pals you're going to need for the berry plantation. Okay, they spawn during the daytime, so they're easy enough. In this case, in order to save time, I'm just going to construct straight up 20 pal spheres. Alright, this actually really doesn't take long thanks to the high level of work speed that you have. Alright, so you're going to see that go by real fast. This is why I like to increase my work speed at the start of the game. In the time that it takes me to say this, alright, you're going to already have done over half your pal spheres, even though I just constructed 21. Alright, we're just going to go fast at it, and we're almost to level 7 as well, which is really fantastic. Okay, great. We have 21 pal spheres, just like that. Now, we're going to go hunt 2 pals, and of course I'll end the video after that. We're going to hunt 2 very specific pals that will help you with your planting in the base. It's not a mammal rest, so don't touch that, okay? Alright. Now, if you jump off a high cliff thanks to your new glider, you can glide. But that Pengullet that you see over there, that is one of the ones that you want. So we're actually going to grab both of those that are over there. Alright. We'll summon a Cativa to assist us. Go, Cativa. I choose you. Now, it will not automatically attack unless you command it to do so. So you can command it to attack aggressively if you really want to. But I usually just don't bother with the commands because unless I really need it, it's not necessary. Now, just be careful of accidentally killing these things. So sometimes you may end up fighting two at once, but that's okay. Try and grab the Pengullet. Okay. You have to be almost sure that it's going to cap. Okay, once you're almost sure, we're going to grab two though. Alright. We're going to dodge the enemy attacks and we're going to grab a second Pengullet. This is just in case. Just in case. Alright. I like to usually grab two at once. Now, if you run out of stamina during a fight, you're going to be kind of in a bad situation, so try not to have that happen. Alright, there we go. We're going to capture the second one. Now, the other one that we need is literally just nearby. It's called a Gumoss. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's got the Vanguard trait, which is nice. Alright, you see this Gumoss right here? We're going to capture that. These two are required for the Berry Plantation. They're the most basic ones that you can acquire, and they are very close to your base, as you can see. Alright, the Gumoss is easy to capture. So that's a capture. Ooh, wow, that's the one that escaped. It was like 76%. Gumoss, don't behave like that. Come here. Okay, good lad. It has unstable, but that's alright. We don't have to worry too much about that for now. Okay. Your starter pals genuinely won't eat too much. So now that you've got everything you need, we're going to head back to base. And I'm going to show you how to set up your Berry Plantation automated. Okay, ooh, stat points. That's right, that's right. More stamina. Stamina is just inherently useful. Again, you don't really need attack power yet. Okay, usually I only get that around level 8 or 9 once you start going after the tougher pets. But for now, since we're still in the basic phase of building up the base, we don't need that. So up a few cliffs and you'll be back home. Your stamina recover as per normal. You can jump. If you have enough stamina, you can just jump up the cliff, which is a lot faster. Oh, look at that. That little pal was bringing back some pallium. That's really nice of him. Good job, boy. Okay, we're going to store all the stuff that we just got. Like I said, I like to separate certain things. So, if this is my so-called organ chest. This is my basics chest. And this third chest, oops, sorry. This one's the valuables chest. My apologies, put that all in the wrong space. Okay, great. Now, we're just going to repair our gear. Always take a chance to repair your gear if necessary, because that'll help you in the long run. Now, the Berry Plantation has several phases, including planting, watering, and harvesting. In order to get all that done, this Pengullet, alright, is going to help you with that. So, Pengullet here. And then the Gumoss is very swift, so it moves fast, but unfortunately its sanity drops 10% faster. Still, you don't really have a choice, you're going to replace it later on. So once you have both of these, if you look at their traits, they have the watering, okay, and this one has the farming trait, and this one has the planting trait, okay? So all you really need is that. Now you're going to need a gatherer later on, a gatherer and a planter, but for now, having a planter is enough. They will plant the seeds here, and of course you can help them out if you really want to. But after planting will come the watering phase, and then after that there'll be the harvesting, okay, which comes from a gathering type pal, and then it goes into the feed bin. But because it's so close, alright, as long as these phases finish, now there's a growth phase where nobody can help it with, right? Then you can just put in the berries here for your pals to eat. Now, along the way, if you harvest other stuff, you can even put other food in here. But I just put the berries that I get along the way, and eventually it becomes self-sufficient. Wow, that thing just got ore by itself? Okay, I'm impressed. Alright, that is basically it, and that is how you can start up the earliest form of automation. For your base, you now have workers that will constantly be gathering, transporting ore, helping you out. You've also got your own berry farm growing so you never run out of food. Okay, this is the first part and the first phase of your base. The second phase, I will film for you guys tomorrow and go through it step by step on what to do next, how to keep upgrading your base, and how to make it fully automated with wood, stone production, all that. Hopefully I can cover that tomorrow. For now, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're enjoying this content, and there will be more coming very soon. Enjoy Palworld because I know I'm loving it right now. See you later. Hey there guys, this is a follow-up on the stats that I talked about during the video, and I do sincerely apologize again because I didn't realize that the camera position was actually covering the stats perfectly. So what I'm going to do during this is I'm actually going to show you guys exactly where I put my stats and how they've been allocated, okay? So when you first start the game, you either want to put 1 point into stamina or weight. I put it into weight first, alright, but you can also put into stamina first. It's either or. And then your second level will be grabbing the one that you didn't get. So if you put it into weight first, then you can grab stamina. If you put it into stamina first, then you can grab weight. The next thing that you probably want is work speed, okay? Work speed is pretty important because the faster you can work, the faster you construct things. After that, I usually put another point into work speed. Work speed is pretty useful at that point. So your first 4 levels is stamina, weight, 2 levels of work speed. This will help you construct things fast. After that, your next 3 levels up to player level 7 is 1 more point into stamina, 1 more point into weight, and 1 point into hit points. You can put this in any order you like. Alright, you can follow what I did in the video, or you can just put it in any order you like because you won't be taking on any serious conflicts up till, well, my next video. So basically, this is my stat allocation. I do sincerely apologize again for the screw up. It will not happen. Alright, in future videos, whenever I'm allocating stat points, my camera will be off so you guys can see the stat point allocation perfectly. Alright, if there are any other problems, let me know anytime. Alright, and I'll happily showcase whatever you need to see with or without a camera. Maybe in fact I'll put the camera up in a different location for my next video. It might be up in the top left hand corner. We might do that so that you guys can have a smoother experience without, you know, being bothered by that. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.